everyone, it's Belinda and Bennie. Welcome to Belinda's Knitting Cafe, and it is episode 3. So today for our drink of the day, grab it, it's all over here. It is this matcha lemonade. Limeade is not actually lemon, so take a sip. Yum, yum, yum. And we will get started. So today's episode is going to be finished objects and works in progress and acquisitions. So the first finished object I have is my Ovis sweater from the Petite knitter. So Bennie's sitting on me right now, but this is the sleeve. It's got this corrugated ribbing, and let's see, this is the yoke. It's got the sheep on it. It's got different color work. I'm gonna put Bennie on the chair so you can see. There it is. Corrugated ribbing up here. And all of this yarn is from the Purveyor of Fine Yarns. So it's kind of the same ribbing down at the bottom. But I think it turned out beautifully. Didn't it turn out beautifully, Bennie? I had a different gauge from the pattern, so I ended up knitting this in, what did I knit it in? I want to say size 5 is the most of the body, the color work. No, size 4 is most of the body, the color work was in a size 5 US needle. And I knit a size, the smallest size, with the hopes of getting around, I think, a 40-inch diameter bust. And I think it worked out. I did a little bit of stretching on the sleeves because I used up like almost all of my yarn. I just have a teeny bit left. This is all I have left of the brown. I have some of the gray color up here still, and all the, you know, the colors. But I stretched the arms a little bit and they're pretty much perfect right now. I was going for like a bracelet length sleeve, and I think it turned out well. It was my first time doing 3 strands of color work at the same time where the sheep are. So you have like the dark color, the white, and then the gray. So that was new. But I don't think that it was too difficult. I really am into these circular yokes right now. And one thing I did like about this project is that there is short rows on the neck. So you can see a little here that this is a little longer than it is here. So it's, you know, the whole thing is a circular yoke. It's just the same pattern all around, and I think it turned out well, especially after I blocked it. You can see the pattern a lot better, and I enjoy working with this yarn. It's more rustic, but it's actually not too rough, I guess. It's not like the softest thing, but I think I'm fine without wearing anything underneath it. And if I wanted to, because it's a little roomy, I can wear a long sleeve underneath it, and it'll be nice for the winter time. So this is my first finished object. I pretty much started it, well, I think I got the yarn and then I went on vacation and I came home and I started it and knit this almost non-stop, and I just really enjoyed this project. I think the body came together a lot faster than I was expecting, as well as the sleeves, which were a little of a push, but I think they came together well. There's a little bit of variation in the body. There are just like some, I don't know, pieces that are a little lighter, which I think is fine. It's kind of charming. Some of it I just like, because there were a little, I don't know, kind of like tweedy bits, but I don't think it was tweed. Some of it was, you know, not that easy to knit in, but I like how it turned out for my first like sweater color work. That's what I meant, color work project. I think the sheep is just like such a whimsical design. Another challenge was just like, what is it called, catching my floats, especially when I had more colors going on, and just it got a little rough on the inside. But overall, I really like how it turned out. I really liked how the fit turned out as well. And I don't know what else to say about it, but I really like it. I will hopefully be wearing it a lot. It's very whimsical. I feel like it's very fun and playful. It's hard for me to find a colorwork pattern that I really like, so I'm happy I found this one from the Petite knitter and it all turned out well. So moving on to the next project, I will go change my outfit. Okay, this is my new outfit. It is the Gr8 Gingham raglan by Jessie Made Designs. This is what it looks like. Well, you can see kind of the bottom, top. Oop, almost knocked over my drink. The sleeve, the nice gingham print. Yes, I finally finished this and just blocked it over the weekend. This is my first time actually trying it, and I think it actually looks better than I expected. Because when I first blocked it, this was like some weird kind of a funnel that looked like this and did not sit very well, but I like how it's sitting right now. It's pretty nice. And this is actually my first real color work project, so I started this and then I put this down for a bit and then I worked on the sheep one. But I like how it turned out. This is yarn. I think it's Prosper yarn I got from my trip in Australia, and it's in DK, so I think the pattern calls for sport weight, but when I was in Australia they didn't really have sport weight, so I ended up with DK, and I think it worked out. I knit a size small, and the sleeves I think are shorter than what the pattern calls for, and then the body is a little bit longer, so I think it goes to my hip, which is nice. I think it looks really good. Oh, look at the color, it's so fun. Look at that color. I enjoy this project. I think the color work made it really fun to work on it, interesting, without getting like too complicated and being too boring. Like when you're working on a stockinette project, sometimes you can just get tired of doing stockinette in one color. So I liked how this wasn't too complicated. You know, after a while you got the pattern pretty much memorized, or you can just, you know, look back however many rows and you can see how it goes. So that was nice. I finished this with the sleeves first, and then I did the body, and then it took me a while to finally put them all together. But once I put it together, I think it only took me like less than a week to do the top part of it with the raglan. And then on the underarm you graph some of the stitches together, which was a little new to me because I usually knit my sweaters top down, or else the ones that I have knit bottom up I have seamed together. So that was new to me. I don't know if I really like grafting because I am a bit of a perfectionist, so when I feel like I cannot make it perfect, it bothers me a little bit, but I'm sure we'll forget it. I think actually the underarm doesn't look too bad. One thing I didn't really like about this pattern was the increases on the sleeves. I think it just kind of looked weird, like it wasn't a balanced increase, so I would change that next time. I would just find a knitting calculator to do a balanced increase because it just kind of looks slanted to me. So I didn't really love that, but this is a warm sweater. Oh my goodness, it is a warm day too. It's like 86 degrees where I'm at, but I thought I would wear my sweaters and show you. I really liked working with this yarn. I didn't have any color bleeding, which is nice. I did get a color catcher to put in when I blocked it, but the water didn't really change color and none of the color bled, so I think it worked out well. I love this pink and green combination, and I think it was a good contrast. I'm just happy with it. The pink one is superwash and then the green is non-superwash, and I've been knitting more with non-superwash lately because I like how it has memory and it's, you know, it keeps its shape a little better. But I think it was kind of nice to do both of these. I mean, just the way the colors turned out, it was a superwash yarn and a non-superwash one, but I think the superwash does kind of help it stick together, and after blocking it really does even out a lot. Like I'm just looking at this right now and I'm like, wow, this evened out a lot, because there were some stitches that were a little, some of the gingham spots that are a little funny, but I think it worked out. And then the raglan just looks really nice as well. Here it is. It's like a center decrease raglan. I did it before on some of the vests I made that have like a v-neck and you have a center decrease right here. So this is pretty fun, and I don't know what else to say about it, but I enjoyed the knit even though it took me quite a bit of time. And I am looking forward to wearing it when it gets cold and it's not 90 degrees like it will be tomorrow. So I'm gonna change into another outfit and then we'll talk about my work in progress. There's only one work in progress. I've changed into my Costal tank by CL Knits because it is too hot to wear a sweater. And I have my work in progress to show you. It is the Ranunculus by Midori Hirose. So I think last time I shared it with you, I was working on the yoke. Now the yoke is done and I'm working on the sleeve. I actually have not been working on this project much lately. It is in Moondrake Co's Fuwa Cashmere Merino yarn. I'm holding it double and it's in the color Sand. So I think last I like knit the sleeve to the amount specified in the pattern, and then I decided I wanted to do a full-length sleeve. So, and then I lost, I don't know what happened. I lost my measuring tape. And then I've now since found it, but I lost my measuring tape and that's why I did not continue with this. But yeah, I think it's going well. It looks just, you know, how I imagined it. I think it'll be a nice layering piece. It's very fluffy and soft, and there's a nice variation in the yarn. I see a hair there, hair everywhere. That's what it looks like. There's some nice variation, and it's very fluffy and soft and light. So we'll look forward to continuing this piece. And then now on to my acquisitions. I'm gonna take a sip of my drink and we will move on to acquisitions. I just got this in the mail. I'm very excited. That's why it's crinkle town right now. But it is my order from Zeezee Textiles. Let me pull it all out for you, and let's start with this one. This is the color Shade Garden, and I got it in Superwash Merino 4-ply. No, not Superwash Merino 4-ply. So let me just take one out of the bag. Oh, Crinkle Town. Bennie is so interested in this, huh? Aren't you, Bennie? Oh, look at that yarn. It is, yeah, Shade Garden, 218 yards. Non-superwash worsted. This is what it looks like. You want it, Bennie? Are you gonna show it off? Can you show it off? Here, take it. Take it. Okay, he wants it, but he won't take it. Okay, you take it. You dropped it! Anyways, here's the color. It is really beautiful. I saw it and it really reminds me a lot of like water lilies. You taking it? You wanna show it to everybody? You dropped it again! Hold it. Hold it, Bennie. You got it? Okay, he's not. This is not helpful. You are not a good assistant right now. It reminded me a lot of some of Monet, some of that Impressionist painting. Water lilies. Kind of a vibe, and I just really liked it. It's got just beautiful greens, some blues, a little bit of this purpley color in there. I don't know if it's coming off on camera, but I'm excited to work with this. I'm thinking of, surprise, a cable sweater. If you watch my other episodes, you know I am just obsessed with cable sweaters right now. And then the next yarn I got is called Allium. And Bennie is also very interested in the crinkly. We'll see if he will help display it this time. This one look a little different. Here it is. Allium in non-superwash fingering. Let's see. There it goes. So it's a nice pink, light pink with some green. And it is 400 yards of 2-ply. So I got this and I'm planning on mixing it with Do you want to hold it? Hold it for me, thank you. Mixing it with some Suri in the same color. So here's the Suri in the same color. Bennie, can I have the back? Thank you. Here's how they look together, and I am thinking of doing my own design with this. I have an idea of doing something that's inspired by lotus flower, which is in Lao, it's Doc Bois, and I thought it would just be, I don't know, fun to do something that's inspired by it. I think that's like when I saw these colors, the color pink in Lao is Si Bois. Si is color, Bois is the, you know, color pink. So I thought that it would be kind of fun to do a design with this related to lotuses. So that was our first yarn acquisition. What do you think, Bennie? Did you think it tastes good? No comment. He has no comment on the taste of yarn. So that was my first acquisition. And the next one, I went to this store that's local to Minnesota. I did not know that they had a yarn store there, but it's called Harriet and Ellis. I got a tote bag along with my purchase, and I was just very excited. I came across the store this past weekend, and they had some very fun yarn there that I was not expecting to see in person. So here it is. It is Spincycle dyed in the wool. The color is Cold Comfort. So they had 5 hanks, and I just decided to get all 5 because I could not resist. So this one is the most, I would say, pigmented out of them all. You can see there's more like these turquoisey colors. There's also pink. There's a little bit of purpley stuff in there. And then if you look at this one, it's a bit more, oh my gosh, focus. This top one is a bit more minty and has some pinks in it. And then I think one of them, this one, has a little bit of like purple in it. I don't know how well you can see it, but I'm excited to work with this. I also got, because my idea is to make the Attune shawl by Drea Renee knits. So I got this Reminisce from Farmer Daughter fiber. It's just a plain like natural white. I already said the color of this. So natural white sport yarn. It is Rambouillet from Montana and Wyoming. I was gonna say Wyoming and then I started saying M, so it ended up being Wyoming. So Montana and Wyoming Rambouillet, and the Farmer's Daughter fiber, which is a company that I do like supporting. They made the yarn that I made this top in. It was their Foxy something. It's like a mix of merino and silk. So that's what I'm thinking with this yarn. I know I have more Spincycle than I need because I think I only need 3 hanks, but we'll see. I don't know if it turns into the Attune shawl or if it turns into something else. We'll see. I'm excited for it, and I think it'll just be really pretty even as a shawl. I realize shawls are basically blankets you can wear in public and be acceptable. It's acceptable blankets that are acceptable to wear in public. So I finally have come around to wanting to knit a shawl, and I'm thinking of doing the Attune one, or else seeing if there are any other ones that kind of catch my eye. And I think it'll just be very nice. The contrast between the 2 colors isn't super big. Like, let me hold them up together. Okay, where's the one that's like very colorful? On the ground. I was gonna start singing On the Ground by Hirose. But you can see it's not like super high contrast. And lighting is very, I don't know. So I think it'll just be very nice. Maybe a little like baby blanket vibes, but that's okay. I think it'll look good, and I'm excited to knit with this Spincycle because people seem to really like it. So be a fun experience. And that, I believe, is it with my podcast episode. Talked about all of my FOs. Things, I didn't talk about things I'm gonna cast on. Well, I might cast on this shawl. I gotta go wind up my yarn, and I'm also thinking of doing a skirt. Let me show you. What I'm thinking of casting on next, or what I really should cast on next, is I have this Arcuate top. I don't know if you can see it. It's hot pink. I feel like this color just never turns out correct on camera, but it has a little cable design, a one shoulder top. It's by CL Knits, and I thought I would make a matching skirt to it. I bought the yarn. It's from Malabrigo. It is really not like that red and bright in person, but it's the color Fuchsia, and this is their DK Arroyo base. And I'm thinking of just making a matching skirt with a similar cable pattern, because I'm gonna go see Blackpink in August, and I think it would just be a really cute set outfit to wear. So I really should cast it on now, because you know it's already midway through June, and who knows when you're designing what can go wrong. So maybe I will wind this up next and start on it. It will be my first time knitting a skirt, and I guess designing a skirt. I think I will do some pattern research and see if there are any like free pattern resources that I can base it off of, as well as, you know, this top, which is actually a bit loose on me in the waist. So yeah, we will see. So that is it, I guess, for my knitting podcast for real now. Let me take a last sip out of my drink. It is condensating. Is that a word? There's condensation on the drink. That is it for my podcast. I feel like I have had a lot of, you know, blanks in my mind. So thank you, I guess, for putting up with it. And let me know what you're working on. So if you've cast off anything recently, if you have any works in progress you are excited about working on, or any things you're gonna cast on. And if you got any fun yarn recently. I really need to stop buying yarn. So let's hope the next time I do one of these there are 0 acquisitions to share. Unless I run out of yarn, any more yarn. But very unlikely for that to happen. So that is it for this video. I hope to see you again soon. Bye! Bennie fell asleep, so he's not gonna say bye to you, but he also says bye. Bye!